Welcome back to AV Veterans Talk. We're continuing our conversation with this week's guest, Christine Yandek. So, Christine, you're 3 tours over there, and probably each tour was unique to itself, even though it was the same job, correct? Young people, you were, like I said, NCO, young people looking up to you and stuff for leadership and guidance, and I'm sure because of all your other aspects of life and stuff, you're a real asset to the military. I bet you they were sad to see you go, huh?
I like to hope.
Yeah. How many years did you serve? You were...
I was 18 years.
18 years.
Total active duty.
18 years active duty. That's probably long enough and stuff, So, but there came a point and stuff, where you said like, okay, moving on, and you leave the military there, and you get out, and where suddenly, your hopes and dreams said, okay, I've done this. This is my life here, but now I'm taking my patriotism and things like that, and you carried over to your professional dancing, and not so much your figure skating anymore and stuff, but become an actress, and but important things to our nation and stuff is you kind of hooked in with these veteran celebrations, like back in Washington D.C. or Virginia. You went back and were part of a group back there.
I think you mean the Veterans Arts Festival?
Yeah.
So the VA has, over the years, has adapted a lot of different types of therapy for post-war for veterans, both wounded physically and those who are suffering the psychological and mental diagnoses like PTSD and survivor's guilt and such. And so one of the programs that they started was the National Veterans Creative Arts Festival program, which is actually, it was born out of the recreational therapy programs that the VA offers, and they've gotten to the point where they're doing all kinds of things. They just had the big winter sports clinic, where they teach adaptive skiing and hockey and all kinds of things for wounded vets. And so the Veterans Arts Festival program is actually part of the recreational therapy program that the VA offers. And what it is it's basically a yearly competition. And there's literally hundreds of different categories that you can participate in that fall under either the visual arts or the performing arts. So naturally, somebody like myself who has the kind of background that I had would gravitate towards that. I did get back into dance, actually, after I left active duty as kind of a therapeutic activity, if you will. And so when I found out about the program, there are categories in the performing arts for drama, music, vocal, performance, dancing, everything you can think of, basically. And so you enter via video through your local VA, and you can opt to have your video entry compete. And if you compete locally and you win your categories locally, you then get forwarded up to the national level to compete nationally. And in every category, they rank a first, second, and third place winner nationally. And then the participants for the national festival are chosen from the first through third place winners for inclusion in the show. So 2 years ago, I decided to enter, and I entered 5 categories. I entered 2 dance, 1 drama category, and 2 vocal music. And all 5 of my entries either won or tied for first place.
Jeez. That's amazing. Well, that's something to be proud of, I'll tell you.
There's a story for that. So there's this page. They have a big web page, of course, and so not knowing anything about it, I read some of the stories, the personal stories from the performers who have competed and participated in previous years. And one of the gentleman's comments said that he enters somewhere between 8 to 12 categories a year and hopes for one gold medal and one invitation. So I thought, okay, five should be good.
5 should be good. Okay, you get a shot, right?
And then I ended up setting a record for the most gold medals in a single year.
Wow, that is great stuff, So, well, you know what? Once again, you're an inspiration to a lot of people, and stuff. You just, reach for the whole thing, and stuff, and it comes back to you in rewards. Now, you got to go, back to Washington D.C. Correct?
No,
what was that? You were
It was in North Carolina.
North Carolina. There.
So the festival is in a different. They pick a different host city every year, and it's in a different location.
Yeah.
I honestly think they do that because a lot of the people, and I didn't know this until I went, but there are folks who have been getting invited every year for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
So then I didn't feel so bad about winning 5 categories.
Oh, okay. So there you go. So.
But the show was in North Carolina.
Yeah.
It was actually at the UNC campus in Chapel Hill, and they find a nice large auditorium and invite roughly somewhere around 150 of the veterans who enter, and we get invited for, specifically to perform one of our entries in the show, but there's also production numbers that everyone does together. There's always something, a medley of songs to honor the host city or the host location, and then there's a medley of course, the service anthems at the end, and they go from the service anthems to God Bless America, and the service flags are presented on stage. It's really quite moving.
Was there ever an individual that you crossed paths with through all that stuff that really stood out to you as like, wow, that guy or that girl has this incredible story, and it was just a real blessing to kind of meet? Obviously they all are, but I mean, there's probably, you became friends with or look to one person to say like, that is an amazing story right there.
I probably gravitated towards another fellow. I think she was an Air Force flight medic, actually. And her and I having so much in common. She's one of the most amazing vocalists I've ever heard. And she has some service stories herself that are very similar to mine, so we immediately became friends.
So the dancer thing.
Well, she's not a dancer.
No, she was a vocalist. You said she was a vocalist. Yeah, stuff. So you kind of, that was your pal, type of thing. So yeah, and that's.
But in terms of inspirational stories, I mean, I think everybody I met there, you could say that about. There was a veteran who is wheelchair bound who said that, he gravitated towards music because in the world of music he has no disabilities.
Wow, see, well, that's amazing. Yeah.
And no one discriminates against him.
Yeah.
So it's just it's an entire week of meeting person after person after person after person like that. So it's such an incredible experience.
Yeah. So now you just actually were out here, just finished up another either an audition or that you would audition for this stuff or how? Yeah,
they begin taking entries at the first of the year, so usually around the late January, sometimes early February timeframe, the local VAs start their local competitions for the next year. And I think the deadline was March 31st, so we finished ours up at the beginning of March, around the second week of March, and sent them in. So we just found out that our entries won VA Los Angeles for their categories. So I have 3 going up to the national level this year.
So there you go. You're on your way again.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. It's all good. So
it's going to be in Buffalo, New York this
year. New York. So
which is close to home. So I'm hoping that if I get an invite, my family can travel.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. So all right, we'll finish up this and we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about America, where we are today and stuff, and Christina's take on all things America today. So we'll be right back. I'm Bob Alvis, and thanks for joining us for this segment of AV Veterans Talk.